Hello, everybody. Welcome to this video. For context, I run a AI implementation slash education slash done for you company. Now, what we're going to go over in this video is all of the things that we teach business owners on how to implement AI into their business. And now, not in the hype way, I'm talking about the real way. We also run a software company that has just recently crossed 1 million ARR. We just did a big launch yesterday. It's this company, and we've done a lot of things with AI. It's a very small team. We're growing very, very quickly, and we use AI across everything. So in this video, if you can bear to sit through this, I'm going to give you as much value as humanly possible. You're going to leave this video understanding exactly how you should look at implementing AI across your business, and then the most important areas to do so, and then the best tools to do so. So let's dive right in. So this is for one of two people. One, you're an operator of a business, maybe fractional, whatever, or you own a business and you don't really have a clue how to implement AI. And you are literally just inches from diamonds, as the old cliche goes. And I really mean that. AI is good at some things. It's bad at some things. Some of it's hype. Some of it's also very real. And you need to understand what to actually do. So these are the three systems. If you're doing 100K a month minimum, you got to have this in place. You have no excuse not to have this in place. These are the three most important things that I would set up. So number one is going to be sales. Sales is a broad one. Now, this is obviously why we built our software, Kendo AI. It's literally what ours does, is all of these things. And it's not a plug. I'm just giving you an example of we believed in it that much, we built a company around it. So for example, outbound being fully automated. So quick example for you. This is Project Overlord. This is our AI SDR system. These are all real leads, 100% real leads. I actually come in here and I define my ICP. I configure different data sources. Like right now we're going after, insurance IMOs, and I click a button and it generates leads and then it sends them to my CRM. Okay. We built this internally and we give this to all of our students in our education company. But this is a great example of using AI. I now have basically 10 SDRs working around the clock, but it's done again, all by AI. Secondly, inbound and qualification sort of stuff, enrichment, pre-call, looking up the company. Like, what does the company do? What's some stats on the company? What are their problems? That sort of thing. That's quite easy to set up. And then things like call transcripts, data, patterns, objections. Again, that's what Kendo does. But stuff like that should be done with AI, and you get a really great return from doing so. Number two, marketing. Marketing is probably what AI is best at, to be honest. So your content, your ads, your email, your VSLs, your funnels, your websites, lead gen, creative assets, on and on and on and on. So running this manually, which you're probably doing right now, content goes out when someone has time to write it or when you post. Emails get sent out before launches, but not in between. Ad creatives, pretty slow. You're not making as many as you should be with Andromeda. VSL takes months to produce and test. Top of funnel is inconsistent. There's a lot of problems doing this manually. Once you do this with AI, your content should run on a system fully. Create ad creatives at scale. We actually just pump out a crazy volume of these, whether it be statics or whether it actually be videos with C dance too. We can do hooks with creative and then just keep the body like me filming, or statics or anything in between. Email sequences, really good copy, VSLs, webinars, all of this needs to be done with AI as well. Number three, operations. So depends on your business, obviously, but let's assume you're an online business. So your client delivery, your team coordination, your project management, reporting, data management, onboarding, all of this probably is done manually now. A couple of the things that we've implemented are delivery being systemized. So we have an onboarding that captures all of the context AI needs to do as much of the system delivery as we can. We do that for Kendo even. Reporting is automated, all of our stats, all of our client success, all of our, CSMs. We have a bot that summarizes Slack channels and tells us what's happening and the sentiment of those. Onboarding, again, this is pretty key because if you nail the onboarding part, the rest of it, you can build a system to fully go. Like, for example, one of our students, Mike, he runs a 100,000 plus a month ads agency. They just automated all their shit with onboarding. Proper onboarding form. We got on a coaching call. I showed him how to do it. He built a SaaS that actually does the content for his clients. And it's all automated now. And so he's saving a ton of money, ton of time, and they're making more money because of it. And then an internal decision maker that has better data. So if you can train an agent, for example, something like our like a Hermes agent, right? If you can give it all these KPIs and you connect it to all these different data sources, it can start to make decisions for you and really run things. Now, this is all high level on purpose. Okay, that's intentional. Now, here's the tool stack that you should be looking at to do these things. Okay, some of these are open, some of these are closed. I'm just going to go through these. So hopefully you've been using Claude already on the Max plan. Claude, copywriting, strategy and frameworks, context engineering, client communication, systems design. It does a lot. It's been kind of neutered, to be honest. What I think is better is Codex. So Claude Code, same thing. We used a lot of Claude Code, especially with Fable now, to build out that AI SDR system. I did a lot of call analysis. I actually analyzed 250 of my own calls for Kendo, made a scoring rubric, and then gave that scoring rubric to Kendo. And then that's now my scorecard for my reps. Reporting, automations, you can build internal tools with Claude Code. Codex, I think, is the best right now, has been for about 3 months. So you can write very detailed, like for example, let's say you want to build an internal tool. You go to Codex, you tell it what you want, you ask it to write a PRD, you feed that PRD to Codex, it starts to build it out, you connect a database, you connect hosting on Vercel or something, and you just drag and drop what's wrong with it until it's, where you want it to be. And this can be for anything. And if you think it's that hard to build, it's really not. It's really just a skill gap. Number 2, ChatGPT Image Gen is the best image model in the world right now. It's better than Nano Banana. These are all ads that I made one prompt with GPT-2, and we actually run these ads. They work really, really, really well. Seed Dance, I have an ad live right now of an old man on stage that I made with Seed Dance. It's phenomenal. I think Seed Dance 2.6 just dropped as well. If you can get that, you can access that through like Higgsfield or fal.ai or something like that. But really, really good for video. And then N8N. N8N should be connecting all of your stuff. That's your plumbing. Okay, so it's like Zapier, but agentic and in the area of AI. You should be using N8N as well. So now that we've gone over tools, how do we actually implement this? Like if you're watching this right now with the goal in mind of you becoming AI first, we got to go over the basics. And whether it be boring or not, this is what really matters. This is what we build in our products, even at our software company. This is what matters. So context engineering. This is a way of designing information that an AI operates on or in or upon, so that when you do something, it knows what to do. It has the right, information. So this applies for everything: copy, code, images, video, automation, data, strategy, client communication. Context is very important. So what exactly is context? Context is the information and the input that the AI is getting to then produce an action. So for example, if I want to create a scoring rubric for my sales calls, I need to give it 250 sales calls and tell it to scrape those calls, pull the transcripts, parse the transcripts, find patterns, and then that's the context. That's the context. So then I can do a lot of things. I can I can make a VSL, I can pull all the objections we've gotten, I can pull all the competitor mentions, I can pull the scoring, I can do a lot with that. That's the context there. So think of it the same way for images or for video or for code or anything. Now, most people are really bad at this, and this is why they don't get great results from AI. Number 1, you got to have structure to your information. So AI has to scan all of this, and that eats up tokens and context, and they only have so much of a context window. And so you don't want to just dump a wall of text into a prompt. You want to structure it as best as possible. Number 2, you don't want to add just like fluff, okay? You don't want to just add random stuff. It's got to be, it's common sense. I say common sense, and I think it's a learned skill, but you want to add things that it needs and nothing that it doesn't, because it still reads everything that you give it. Number 3, you don't give it any examples with the context, so you are describing what you want in words only. What works really well is giving it visual example or code example or a screenshot or something like that. You can combine text-based context with visual context. Works really, really well. And then number 4 is what we call a negative constraint. So telling it what not to do. So instead of just, hey, do this, you also want to say what not to do. And it kind of keeps it going down the right path of whatever that task is that you're looking for. Okay, so let's go over a few use cases here that you can immediately, like day 1, do and get value from. So building software with AI. I built this by myself. It's a fully functional, phenomenal software. Okay. Now, am I a bit technical? Yes. Did it take now a couple months? Yes. But is this going to really change things? Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So you can build dashboards. I recommend everyone build a dashboard. Client portals, internal operating systems, AI power tools for clients, productized service tools. Like, for example, a DocuSign you can build by yourself and then you don't get to pay for DocuSign anymore. But you don't want to go build a CRM. That's kind of a pain in the ass. So we got to use some common sense there. Copywriting with AI. All of your copy should be AI. And now if you believe, oh, it's not as good as writing as me, it depends on the context and the instructions that you give it. And then you still got to go over it with a human eye, but you can get a lot done with the AI copy. It's really good at following rules like direct response, structure, or tone, or different angles and all these things. But you still need to decide which angle is best. You got to make sure it's like not making up data. Add specific, like unpredictable details that it doesn't know, like case studies and client results and things like that. And replacing like the AI cliches, like it's not this, it's that, or the EM dash. You got to replace all those, but it's still phenomenal. Image gen is very good right now. So ad creatives, product photos, website like the limit is quite limitless. Now the framework for doing this is going to be start with a subject and be specific. So not an older man, but the age range. A 56-year-old man with white slicked back hair, right? Like we want to get detailed here. And then you want to do like the shots. Are they looking at the camera? Are they mid doing something? What's their expression? Define their environment. Specify the camera angles and the lighting and the lens and things like that. Define what you don't want it to look like, and then use reference images as well. If you do these, you're going to get really good images. Video generation, same exact thing. You're just going to be obviously making multiple videos, and you're probably going to have to edit them together. You're not going to one shot, a whole scene. It's better to do clips at a time. And then you have little AI artifacts you want to get around, like the voice. So you can use something like 11 Labs. There's a lot of tools for this. Cdance, Hagesfield. There's a lot. I'm trying to think. There's like literally a million video tools now. So these are all pretty simple. And again, once you start to get the flow of these, and maybe you do already, I'm going over the basics on purpose. Then we get into building software. I think this is one of the greatest opportunities that business owners have right now is building internal tools. Like I keep bringing up Mike. Mike just built this Hive. His company's called Hive. It's like this content creator that reviews the hooks of ads and tells you how good they are. He just gives it to his clients as a downsell. It's a phenomenal idea. Makes him money, saves him time, makes his value higher, So if you're going to build software from a high level, you're going to get the idea out of your head, put it on paper or a doc. You're going to build a PRD, so a product requirement doc. Basically, AI is really good at this. Use like Fable or something. Then you're going to give the PRD to the coding agent. Use Codex, in my opinion. 5.5, high or medium is phenomenal. Give it the PRD. Build locally, which means it builds it on your desktop rather than like in the cloud. And then you're going to deploy it to production on something like Vercel, connect a database like Neon or Superbase, connect your API keys, make sure your secrets are all hidden and all that. And now, again, you're probably like, holy shit, I don't know how to do this. Just ask AI. Like, we can show you a lot of this, obviously, but like, just ask AI. It does a lot of the work for you. Okay, so now that we've gone over some of the basics, let's go over the actual process. Like, how should you do this? And this is what we teach. This is what we do. It's what we've done for our own companies, okay? So you don't want to just AI everything all of a sudden, okay? Start at a foundational layer, your context profiles, your Claude MD, your Soul.MD if you're using agents, like the base root fundamental. Then we go up to systems, sales, marketing, operations. Then we go up to automation. What are repeatable things that happen in those systems? What can we actually workflow out? What can we actually put an agent behind? And then number 4, scale. Can we turn that into custom software? Can we make autonomous agents? Can we make enterprise systems that actually work? And like they're not just going to make shit up. They actually work. That's the big, barrier with AI is like, does it actually work? I'm telling you it does. You just got to do it the right way. So number 1, we got to build our foundation. So this is going to be, again, the context. So depending on what you're doing, and I know this is broad because a lot of different businesses watch this channel, think context. So brand voice, ICP data, your offer, your case studies, all of this needs to be turned into context. The best way to do this is turn it into a JSON structure, or a markdown file, which again, you can just ask the AI and it'll do it. And then you give all those markdown files to the agent or to the system or to the coding agent or whatever. So for each active client you have, or each customer, or each use case, you want to separate those. So, oh, this is our marketing stuff. This is our sales stuff. This is our marketing or our ops stuff. Oh, this is for this client. This is for this client. You want to separate that out and have good MD files for each one. Number 2 is building the system. So sales, marketing, ops. These are the 3 most important things that you can actually focus on. Again, once this is done the right way, this becomes a lot easier. So things like lead qualification and routing to your scoring and your CRM, follow-up sequences, AI SDR, AI sales rep, not a voice, but like, reaching out, things like that. Then marketing, content repurposing. So I make a YouTube video, this gets made off that YouTube video. Like, that's an idea, right? Email marketing. And then ops, automated client reporting, onboarding, whatever you sell, like onboarding smoothly with AI so it happens quickly, internal briefing and meeting prep stuff. Like, the limit is limitless, because obviously there's so many different business use cases. But I'm trying to show you guys how to think about it, because once you know how to think, the rest is pretty simple. Then we have automating the system. So for example, let's say we have a automation checklist for each system. So event, lead submits a form, boom, this happens. This happens, this happens, this happens, this happens. Once you can do this reliably, then you can get really crazy and like actually automate things. But this has to happen without mess up for you to actually go a step further. And again, this all comes down to the foundation. It comes down to the context. That's the big thing here. And then finally, number 4, if you want, you can build custom software off of these things. So instead of it being an innate inflow, you build something like this. It has a whole shell. I can add my team in here. I can click a button and generate leads. It's already got all my API keys, like here. It's got all my secrets saved, like something like that. Now that is a step up, is a bit more advanced, but that's the direction I want you guys to be thinking of, as you go forward. Now, where do you start right now? Depending on your business, obviously it's broad. Do you have context files and data and information to do things, or why things need to be done? Do you have broken systems? Do you repeat tasks over and over and over and over? Should a Notion tool be a real product? Or your Notion, or your Jira, or your Monday, or your Airtable, whatever. Then ask yourself, can I automate or can I AI this realistically? If you can, build the foundation, build a system, automate the system, turn it into software. Okay, that's the exact flow that I would take to do this. Now, again, this video is high level. I want to show you guys how to think about it, because again, I'm seeing so many AI channels that are just like, oh, Claude can do this, and then this can do this. And still, like, guys, you have AI fatigue, right? Am I not speaking your language? You have AI fatigue. You're overwhelmed. You don't know what to do. You hear AI is awesome. You're not sure what to do. Well, you got to keep it simple. You got to start fundamentals up, because AI is a very, very context-driven system. That's just how it works. And so if I don't have the right context from day one, nothing will work. And then I'm just kind of cooked, So if you guys want help with this, you run a business, any business at all, you're doing meaningful revenue, and you want to get a lot of done for you systems like the AI SDR, like our fully pre-built custom Hermes agent, like 120 modules on all things AI, and do what these guys have done, $1 million a year, $1 million a year, $1 million a year, $1 million a month. We've helped a lot of people do this. All you got to do, go to Join Insiders or click the link in the description, book a call. This is for business owners only. It's high level. No amateurs are allowed in the group. And we teach a lot of crazy stuff, like direct knowledge from what we're doing to scale this company to hopefully $100 million. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. We're going to be posting a lot. Give me a like. Give me a comment. If you have any questions, comment. I'll get back to you guys. And yeah, if you want help with AI, just book a call in the description. And I'll see you guys on the next video.